Under the stillness of a dark Washington, D.C. night, the unimaginable happens. The White House, the most iconic building in America and the seat of executive power, is suddenly gone. Whether through natural disaster, catastrophic attack, or unexplainable vanishing, by sunrise only rubble and ashes remain where the people's house once stood. But what would this mean for the United States? And for the entire world? For over 2 centuries, the White House has not just been a residence. It is a symbol of democracy, stability, and America's global reach. Every press briefing, state dinner, and historic signing echoes from its halls. So its destruction wouldn't simply be about bricks and mortar. It would be a symbolic earthquake, shaking the confidence of a nation and the trust of the international community. The first few hours would be pure confusion. Emergency services would swarm Washington, D.C., trying to secure the area. Fighter jets could take to the skies, fearing a larger coordinated attack. Across the city, panic would spread. Was this just the White House, or was it the beginning of something bigger? For ordinary Americans, the sight of a destroyed White House on live TV would be paralyzing. Schools, businesses, and local governments might shut down as fear rippled through the population. The survival of the president is the most critical question. If the White House was destroyed overnight, the president and their family almost certainly wouldn't be inside because security protocols include multiple residences and bunkers. Most likely, the president would be moved to Camp David in Maryland, or to secure underground bunkers like Site R at Raven Rock or Cheyenne Mountain in Colorado. These locations are designed to keep leadership safe during nuclear war or terror attacks. The U.S. government has something called the Continuity of Operations Plan. That means even if the White House were leveled, the presidency itself would continue without interruption. But the political impact would be unavoidable. The destruction of the White House would be seen as a blow against America itself. Congress would hold emergency sessions, and the president would address the nation likely from a secure military base to reassure citizens that the government was still in control. Political opponents would clash over responsibility. Was this a failure of national security? Who was to blame? The chaos could divide the country even further, at a time when unity would be most necessary. Global markets thrive on stability. If the White House vanished overnight, the Dow Jones and Nasdaq would almost certainly plunge the next morning. Investors around the world would question whether America was under attack. Oil prices could spike, the US dollar might wobble, and trading could be temporarily suspended to prevent total panic. And it wouldn't just be financial markets. Ordinary citizens might rush to withdraw cash, stock up on supplies, or avoid travel. A climate of uncertainty could ripple worldwide. Allies like the United Kingdom, France, and Japan would quickly issue statements of support. NATO would likely raise its alert level, preparing for the possibility that an attack on the White House was a prelude to something larger. But rivals like Russia, China, or Iran might see this as an opportunity. Propaganda machines could push the narrative that America was vulnerable, attempting to exploit the crisis for political leverage. In the United Nations, emergency meetings would dominate the global stage, and the entire world would watch how America handled its darkest symbolic loss. Beyond politics and economics, the destruction of the White House would be a cultural wound. This building isn't just where presidents live. It's where Abraham Lincoln guided the Union through the Civil War, where Franklin D. Roosevelt commanded, World War II, where John F. Kennedy inspired the nation during the space race. Movies, TV shows, even video games often feature the White House as a symbol of strength. To lose it would feel like losing a piece of history itself. Americans, and even people around the world, might feel as though a piece of civilization had crumbled overnight. The question would come quickly. Should the White House be rebuilt exactly as it was, or should a new symbol rise from the ashes? On one hand, rebuilding it brick for brick could be seen as defiance, showing the world that America cannot be shaken. On the other hand, some might argue for moving the presidency into a more secure, modern facility better suited for the 21st century. Most likely, a temporary presidential residence would be set up while reconstruction began. And yes, it would almost certainly be rebuilt, because some symbols are too important to leave behind. In the end, the destruction of the White House would not destroy the United States. The government would continue, the military would defend the nation, and life would go on. But the psychological scar would last for generations. It would remind Americans and the world that even the strongest symbols are vulnerable. And it would force humanity to confront an unsettling truth. The buildings we take for granted today could be gone tomorrow, and the world would never be the same. So, what do you think? If the White House were destroyed overnight, would America emerge stronger by rebuilding, or would it struggle under the weight of chaos and fear? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more mind-bending. What if scenarios that explore the fragile balance of our world?